So this is our 1987 black tan Ferrari Testarossa. Today is actually 7/12/2022. We bought this car on 7/12/2021 and immediately started the process of making a really good car a great car. The past owner had owned this car since 2004, was a really good caretaker of this car. He never let it get down on his knees, always had a battery tender on it, always had fuel stabilizer in it, and always kept it running. In 2010, a good friend of his specialized in Ferrari restoration and Ferrari paint. He said the paint on this car always bothered him. It was completely original paint, had some crazing issues in it. It had some areas that people had buffed on it too hard, but overall he just didn't like the quality of the paint. The car had no damage and no rust. They disassembled the car and did what I consider show paint in Glazerite. And you guys out there know how expensive it is to paint a Testarossa to this level. You're talking $20,000 or $30,000 even on a car that's exceptional. The paint on this car is exceptional. It has not been cut, buffed, or touched since 2010 is when it was painted. So the car went to Norwood Auto Italia with Mr. James Patterson, Michael Luongo for major PPI. I wanted it completely checked out. I've got a 5-page checklist doing it over the car thoroughly. Now, I elected to go ahead and do a full in and out engine service on the car. I wanted everything done, and we got the motor and transmission out, even though it drove fantastic. No crunching in the gears, clutch was good. James noted the clutch was a little bit high. We got it out. We went ahead and put a new clutch in it. It did have quite a bit of wear on it. So, as you'll see in the photographs, the engine detail that we did on the motor, or Norwood did, is phenomenal. We went over the top with it. That receipt alone is $21,000. But what we also did while everything was out of the car is we took it to Mr. Jonathan Edwards at Sub-Zero. He spent an entire week on this car with the wheels off, chassis up in the air, motor and transmission out, detailing it with dry ice. You're going to see some things in the photographs of this car that I believe a lot of you, even you Ferrari experts, have not seen before, because we had the bumpers off, the floor panels out, the wheelhouse is out, and the wheels off, so we were able to get to things from detail-wise and through the engine bay with the deck lid off that you just can't get to. So the detail work in the engine bay and the chassis in this car are phenomenal. Now, once we sub-zeroed this, or dry iced it, all the black was gone, and what was remaining on the bottom of the floors was a gray, kind of tannish hue of the undercoating. So I then took the car to Stuart Singer and had him black out the areas that used to be black out, but we didn't put any overspray or undercoating on a lot of the pieces that Ferrari did because I wanted to see them. So there's a lot of chrome, zinc, CAD plating stuff that you're never going to see that are just bright, brilliant, and nice on this car. I believe this is one of the nicest chassis on a Ferrari Testarossa out there that has not been painted. So with the chassis itself, the frame, if you will, is original paint. We did not paint on it. From there, it went back to Norwood, motor transmission went back in it, and the test drive was done. We've got all the receipts, all the documents, known history from new, a really nice 14,000 mile car, but it is a total repaint, and in my opinion, show style repaint in Glazerite. Now, one of the reasons I really honed in on this car is I've had 3 other black 87s in my life, fortunate enough. 2 were black, one was black, red. I love the center lock wheel. This is approaching the tail end of production of the center lock wheel Testarossa, which is just a phenomenal look to me. But I want to go with some numbers real quick. I got these from redheaded.com and did some other research on Ferrari Chat. There were 1,008 of these built. I'm going to say approximate numbers. This is what I believe from my research. Testarossas for the world market in 1987. And only 315 of those were for USA and Canada. So where I'm going with this is 12.5% of the production in 87 Testarossas was black. So you're running less than 40. You got 6 interior colors. How many black tan cars are out there? I think it's somewhere around 10 to 12. So you've got a really rare color combo. And to me, black is my favorite color of Ferrari Testarossa. That is my favorite Ferrari of all time, the 550 Maranello, which is black tan. Now, we have some other test drive videos when we drove back from Norwood, but what we're going to do now for you is a cold start. This car's been sitting for, I don't know, at least 3 days. We'll come back here and touch the exhaust. It's got no heat at all. And we'll go take it for test drive. And also, I want you to see the gauges operating and you know how well it shifts and things like that. So here we go. Beige outside, but I'll get the door open, we'll take it for a ride. So you can look down here, got a full tank of gas. It's cold. Good oil pressure at idle at 900, really good oil pressure. We're at 14,891 miles. The test drive we did on the way back from Norwood when I picked it up was 19 miles, almost 20 miles. There's just nothing like driving one. I mean, these things are incredible to drive. The seatbelt extractors, or whatever these called, retractors, I'm sorry, the seatbelt retractors do work. I like not to wear them, I've just got my lap belt on. But we literally spent an entire year getting this car to this level. And the goal was, from day one, to make this car as good as it could be for the next owner. And we knew from day one that we were going to sell it on BAT. So we've heavily documented it, and this is probably the most photographs we've ever taken of a car. I believe it's over 500. But if you're interested in a Testarossa that you can get in and use and drive right now, I don't know of any issues with this car. And we did not cut any corners. And surprisingly, which you guys will see in all the invoices, this car was not crazy expensive to service. We just finished a 355 and it was considerably more money doing that car. We'll talk about that one later. But these cars drive great. I love them. Transmission's really nice, shifts really well. No crunching gears, even though the car's cold. I mean, if you want a car that's dialed in, this is it. I'm sure there's gonna be one I regret selling. I'm not gonna run it crazy hard, but we'll hit the gears a little bit harder on the way back. I just love the way these cars shift. The gearbox is fantastic. This car is dialed in. I mean, it's awesome. This car is ready to go. And using all my contacts and guys that I consider my personal friends, Michael Luongo, James Patterson, and Stuart Singer, it still took me a year to get this car done. So if you're buying one that needs a major service and detail and all that stuff, it can be done, but I think it's gonna take you over a year. This one's ready to go. So if you're looking for a ready to go, great color combination, center lock wheel, black Testarossa, this is it. What a great car. And this is one that you can actually just walk out of your garage and just enjoy looking at. It's a work of art. So there you go, there's a cold start test drive and my little talk down on this car. I am not claiming to be a Ferrari Testarossa expert. This is only the fourth 87 I've ever owned, but I believe that this is a fantastic example for somebody to own and drive. Thanks for watching.